You found TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. In just a few minutes, we'll be right with you with another award-winning, action-packed edition of your Tony Basilio Show. You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio Show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340 WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
TB and U's welcome you in.
This is your Basilio show. My name is Tony. I welcome you into the Friday edition. TGMD is in the mix and in the hunt and in the hunt and in the mix, and it's a beautiful day to be alive and well with you in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. As those of you watching, I'm sitting on my brother's staircase, and I'm sitting on the stairs because he's going to be home at some point, and I don't want to be in his space, so I'm sitting downstairs. I cannot get a good shot down here in his basement with my remote equipment, which runs on a air card. I don't want to bore you with the details, but the point is that the air here in Pennsylvania, I'm looking at where I'm at right now. It's 230 is the AQI. It was just 400 a second ago. 200 is 230 rather. Is very unhealthy. I've got a little bit of allergy stuff that I suffer with, so I can get pretty torn up pretty quickly. I'm gonna be a hunker down dog today, but for the next few hours, the air is just bad, and then it turns back to terrible later tonight, and then it gets hazardous later this evening. So there you go. I'm looking forward to Sunday where it just drops to 44 and it's just fair air quality. But at any rate, it's absolutely next level. We're glad to be with you on this glory day. I still have my mask on from being outside a second ago. I had to grab a few things for the chow. And here we are. We're fired up. We're ready to go today on a Friday. Couple of pieces of news. First of all, Tennessee gets a commitment in football, and then a commitment, Bri, to play a home-and-home series with Michigan Mistake, as Matt Dixon's here as well. And, guys, there's no denying this. I know that Rick Barnes, for whatever reason, has his critics. I don't understand it. But y'all tell me, Matt, did you ever think Tennessee basketball would be at the level that it is right now, where we can schedule home and homes with the likes of Michigan State? Matt, did we ever think we'd see this here in hoops?
No, not on a consistent level over. It's been, this decade type run that Barnes has had, where you've been at the top of the sport, has been really incredible. Three straight Elite Eights. Never thought that was coming. So no, it's been really impressive, and even more impressive when you look at the era and all the changes happened to the sport with the portal and NIL and everything. And Barnes has just adapted as well as anybody, which has been the most shocking part of it all. But no, Tennessee being, you're not a blue blood, and you're not mistaken for Duke or anybody. But every year when you look at top 10 rankings and you look at the second weekend of the tournament, and Tennessee's just always there, and that's really, really impressive and a great accomplishment.
Absolutely. And here we are. We have a home and home with Michigan State, which is a great value for the fans. Yes, Matt?
Yeah.
Isn't that a great value for the fans to play teams like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Can kind of be a slog and a slugfest, because Michigan State's kind of that defensive rebounding team that is extremely well coached, and probably always a better team in March than they are at the beginning of the year, which should help Tennessee. So yeah, it's a fun deal. You played that exhibition game against them where we first saw Dalton connect, and that was kind of fun. But now it actually counts, and it helps your net ranking, I guess.
Didn't Connect have like 45 in that game or some crazy thing like that? He went crazy.
Him and Gainey both went off in that game.
Goal!
We had Jordan Gainey, who was kind of showcased too. But yeah, Connect made some highlight reel plays in that one.
So here we are. And then Tennessee wins a battle against and I look at the teams you beat, for these guys, but a 4-star our lineman, offensive tackle, Nico Campos, a guy that X has written about, commits to Tennessee over Vanderbilt, Auburn, and Michigan. And Ryan Callahan with the news. But he said that he was impressed. He told Ryan Callahan, who we need to get on next week, Bri, talking about the D-double-G Wednesday. I'm calling it D-double-G Wednesday. Hurry, 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 as my brother Steve likes to say, run for your life. Matt, what did you think of my brother Steve yesterday crashing the show?
I thought it was great. You should have gave him a headset. We've had much worse segments throughout the years.
Well, some said
he added value to the show, and I think he did. I was for it.
No doubt about it. The pizza was unbelievable yesterday. We were going to take Steve swimming, but the air here was so bad, and he kind of, the breathing for him is, I didn't want him out in that. So people are ripping me, Matt, because I had a mask on going outside. The air here is so bad with the smoke, and my respiratory stuff, it gets way up in me. They're getting on me, Matt, because I've got a mask dangling off my ear, and I'm not going to take it off. If it triggers you, it triggers you. It's your damn problem, not mine. I didn't do it, you clown.
Well, I've got some buddies that are playing a drinking game, but how many times you're going to bring up the air quality today, and I just hope they have.
So I got my Amachi shirt on today, and Amachi Brooks' email is on. If we get 50 in today, if we get 50 tickets in during the show, I'm going to take my shirt off on the air. I'm going to go naked on the stairs. Thoughts on that, Matt?
Naked, but you're going to keep the mask on, right?
Well, there goes your chance of getting 50 tickets on today, at least.
No, I think that's a great thing, Bri, because I'll do this. I'll be doing one of these numbers for people, you know? Anyway, so I do want to remind you, and I want to shout out Chris Allen with the Smokies. He's one of our partners in that deal with our Amachi Tailgate. He provides our beverages. I love him. Chris, I love you. I reached out to him today about a group that a friend of mine asked me, hey, can we help them get to a game this year? Chris did it in 10 seconds. Accommodated them. We got it done. Chris is a good man. The Smokies do great things in our community. Chris Allen's a good man. If you see him, thank him for being a good man, because he really is. Mike Huguenin will be up here in a little bit. The ACC Media Days are going on. Matt, one of the things I want to talk about besides this best crowds you've ever been in, craziest crowds you've ever been in, is how the media next week, or whoever's voting for this SEC media thing, how the media next week is going to pick the top 5 in the league, and then where will they pick Tennessee? Matt, where will Tennessee be picked?
Probably somewhere between 8 and 10, if I had to guess. Somewhere there in the middle.
I want to be picked lowly. One thing we know about this league, somebody from the middle of the pack is going to make that national playoff. That's how it's gone the last several years. And that's in a 12-team playoff. That's how wide open the sport is. Somebody from the middle of that deal, and it'll be 1 week from now, we'll be on the air and we'll be looking at. The Vols, by the way, go on Monday. It's a shame. They ought to go on Thursday after D-double-G Wednesday. D-double-G Wednesday. Matt Dixon is fired up, focused, and prepared. And Kiffin's Rec Lexus asked the following: when D-double-G commits to Ohio State on Wednesday, how long is everyone going to continue to talk about him? Matt, are you wondering the same thing? Because I've had people tell me Artemis, for instance. Joshy Boy texted me the other day and said Artemis is sick of all the D-double-G talk. Hey, Artemis, even though you've got my legs growing out of your arm sockets, brother, I would take you right now for saying that about this show, and I would fold you up like a cheap tent. I would DDT you right on the planks, on the banks of the Tennessee River, on the planks of Calhoun's on the river, right up there, and the crashing sound that would make, my brother, right in the middle of the squared circle, my brother. Don't you come at me like that, big boy. Have you seen how big Artemis is? Because I would DDT him. DDT Artemis. I'm fired up for D-double-J.
He's a great bodyguard
Matt?
for Joshy Boy when Joshy Boy goes out to the bars.
Volpet, my 15-year-old just walked by and said, Tony looks like he's lost in the back rooms. You got to see me, Matt, on the stairs. You got to see this visual. My brother's got a nice spread here, man.
Get naked.
Laura, by the way, Laura's the one that came up with D-double-G. Do you like D-double-G for him? Because she doesn't know. It's a play of what would the Jeff Jarrett used to call himself? J. He used to have some kind of thing, Matt, back in the Attitude Era.
Double J, and then it hits you over the head with the guitar.
D-double-J. Bear Svitch, who's a very much a guy that urinates me off, said, Basilio, you couldn't DDT Skinny Andy. Let me tell you something about Skinny Andy. I saw Skinny Andy's video. Skinny Andy throws hands. Matt, what's the verdict on Andy? Rapper Andy. Is he in the ring tomorrow night or not? What's the verdict? Have you heard?
You'll find out when I do. I don't know. I don't
VFL
know.
29.
He's sure training like he's going to fight.
VFL 29 said, Tony, are you ever coming back to Knoxville? Not if Laura has anything to say about it. Here's the deal. We have a family vacation, and Laura's coming up. The whole family scheduled for early August up here, and I think I'm just going to hang out till then. My brother the other day, he's like, so when are you leaving? And I said, when you kick me out. And he's kind of looked at me. I think he thought I was kidding. Hey, Matt, I'm going to hang out with him for 5 weeks. Do you think he's pumped for that, Matt? Since we're going into week 4?
No, he's probably trying to go on a week-long vacation.
Well, the other day he went down to Atlantic City, and I didn't get an invite, which is very next level, by the way.
Pretty telling.
It's kind of like, I mean, and Whatnot said it's a smoky staircase. That's exactly right. See, that's what I got. See, somebody finally figured it out. Smoky Mountains, D-double-G on Wednesday. You better get your mask on because it's going to be all about the Smoky Mountains on Wednesday, big boy. You better mask up for Wednesday, Ohio State fans.
Is DTG the real Canadian wildfire?
Woo! Woo! Brief timeout, and then Mike Hugan, and presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, serving your Knoxville area long and local distance moves. You can request a free estimate today over at GufonMovingAndStorage.com. We come back on the other side. We need your tickets for a match. You go to tclub.team, check it out. We've got some odds up there for the national title I want to talk about. Some other things from the ACC as well. Karma has got to come back on Miami, right, for what they did to Duke. Matt, that's really brutal what they did to Duke when you stop and think about it. An interleague flex, and then Jim Phillips standing up there acting like they're one big harmonious thing. Is Dabo Swinney, Matt? Is that a thing of the past, or is there run over? We throwing dirt on them or no?
Yes, the dirt was thrown on them about 2 years ago. Yeah, the Clemson program that won 2 natties is dead and buried. It's dead. Dad.
What would Mark and Colombo say, Bri, about him right now?
It's dad.
It's dad. Go on. Andy and whatnot. Actually, Jesse from Channel 12 just made a debut. We've got it going today. Do you hear the way I'm talking? Maronime. So we continue with more right after this. Life never stops moving. In between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, Blood Orange. High Noon Real Vodka. Real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires. Just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day. Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 a.m. and complain about the Vols just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the Vols, we can do that too. I'm a Vol at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face-to-face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Sturm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, get 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair when you schedule service with Pipe Wrench Home Services. Our licensed technicians are equipped to diagnose the issue, explain your options, and get the repair done right the first time. Don't let a small problem turn into a major headache. That strange noise from your air conditioner, the water heater that's not keeping up, or the drain that keeps backing up won't fix itself. The longer you wait, the bigger the problem can become. At Pipe Wrench Home Services, we make repairs simple with friendly technicians and fast, reliable service that you can count on. We'll arrive ready to identify the problem and get your home back to normal as quickly as possible. Take advantage of 15% off any HVAC or plumbing repair and schedule your appointment today at pipewrench.com. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free. Restrictions may apply. Eligible for repairs up to $5,000. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Tina to be back with you. I'll welcome you back. The great Mike Hugan joining. Hugie, has the smoke reached you yet? All the smoke?
No, it's hot, but there's no smoke in the air.
Matt Dixon wants to know how many times I'm going to talk about today. Our air quality here in Pennsylvania, where I'm at, touched 400 this morning. Hugie, the warnings. It was in the dark purple from the Canadian wildfires.
Right. And I guess the Sunday World Cup final is, I think people are starting to get worried about that because of the smoke. So I also saw a story yesterday that the fires probably won't totally be out until it snows. Now, it's Canada and it might snow in September or something, but that's at least 2 more months. Now, obviously, it won't be the same type of fire, but they said the fire probably won't totally stop burning until it snows.
The great Mike Hugan joining, presented by our friends at Guffon Moving and Storage. The other day, I'm going to ask you, Hugie, about this. It's going to be a little side. But the great Tom Guffon and his family went down to I wanted to call it the Georgia Dome, whatever they're calling that thing. I don't care. I like how with the World Cup, they told these people in North America, look, we're going to play in your venues, but we're not going to use the sponsor names. And you're just going to have to deal with it on the air. If you want our event, you want our event. But we're calling your thing the Atlanta Stadium all around the world. It's kind of comical. And by the way, they're living with it because FIFA, I guess they're in control. At any rate, he said that the crowd there was 3 times greater than any SEC football game he's ever been to in terms of the intensity, the madness. He said it would have been the equivalent of the way the fan base behaved from Argentina. He said it would they sung Rocky Top for 4 straight hours. He said those people never sat down. They were completely into it. It was mesmerizing to be a part of it. He said, and then when they made their comeback in the final 25 minutes, he said the roof in that place felt like it was going to blow right off the stadium, Hugie.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked a couple weeks ago, the passion, even if you're not a soccer fan, you have to appreciate the incredible passion and intensity of the fans. I think it's a case of if you live in the United States or are a college fan, you have your favorite college team, you have your favorite NBA team, you have your favorite NFL team, maybe you have a favorite baseball team. So you cheer for all of them. I think when it comes to national soccer teams in almost every place on earth, that is every fan's team. Yes, if you live in England, I'm a Tottenham fan as well, or I'm a Chelsea fan as well. But all that kind of stuff is put aside when it becomes the England national team, the Argentina national team, the Spain, France. It really is incredible. I guess there was fights the game at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which, if I'm Mercedes-Benz, I'm paying the stadium $8 or $9 million a year, and I'm not getting that's FIFA is, FIFA makes the IOC look like Girl Scouts. That's how bad FIFA is. But fights before the game, after the game, the passion is not that that's a good kind of passion, but you can tell by watching on TV. Heck, just look when Norway played. The entire section is doing that rowing thing, and you're like, "Oh my God!" It really is a cool thing to look at, and I would imagine being there. Yeah, you're sort of in awe of how these folks can do this for 2 solid hours, singing, yelling.
Crazy. I'm going to dump this on you. You didn't know I was going to do this to you. But we're going to ask today people later on, best crowd you've ever been in. Now, back in your sporting news days, John Adams and I laugh about this. Back in the 80s, 90s, him as a columnist, he would go to his editor and say, hey, I'm going to go to cover this NFL game this weekend. They'd fly him there. Hey, I'm going to go cover this. I want to write an article about a World Series game. They would fly him there, put up all the expenses, all that stuff. These days, the budgets these people have, you'd be lucky if they gave you gas mileage to get there. Anyway, in your sporting news days, and you and I guess Tom Dienhart was the other guy's name. For some reason, that sticks in my memory.
That is correct.
I don't know how that stuck in my memory, but it's 30 years later. Anyway. It doesn't have to be a college game, anything. It could be a concert. What's the best crowd you were ever in for any of these events that we gather for and celebrate community? It could be a concert. It could be anything.
As a writer, it was Penn State, Ohio State, and at Penn State, and I want to say 97. Might have been 98. I have to admit, it's a long time ago. It was Curtis Enos, who was an Ohio guy, had a great game, and the crowd, that is a weird stadium. It was so freaking loud. Now, as a fan, I actually went to the Florida State game in 1998. Was it 98? I think it was 97. That was Florida State came in ranked number 1. Florida had already lost twice, and Florida won at the end with the Jaquez Green long pass because FSU was stubborn and only played man-to-man defense in the secondary. You go out. I left that game with a headache because of the noise. But college, I've been to a lot of NFL games, NBA, NCAA basketball, Major League Baseball, but college football. I think those crowds are generally the loudest just because, I don't know, maybe because of the size of the stadium, certainly, but the passion, I think, is certainly more so than any other sport except soccer. But, the Penn State, Ohio State game and then the Florida State game as a fan.
I believe that the NFL pumps our crowd noise in, Matt Dixon. How you like those apples to make it sound like a college game? I believe the NFL and in college ball, you don't have to pump in crowd noise. There's nothing like that college football atmosphere Matt Diskin anywhere. What's the best crowd, Matt, you've ever been in? Because I think the craziest crowd, loudest crowd, when Tennessee played in 97, it was a hot day in Gainesville. That crowd was nuts down there. Now, they were totally out of control back then, but the crowd in the second half was so loud. With Manning on the field, I mean, it was so loud in that place. So loud. What's your best crowd, Matt, you were in?
I guess the 98 Florida's up there, 2000 LSU, 2015 Oklahoma, and then the 22 game at Georgia are probably the four that come to mind to me.
There's something about Hughie, the football in the 80s and 90s, where those crowds just got enormously loud.
Yeah, and I think part of that is, you did not want to stay home to watch on TV. You wanted to be there. And I think now that, there's a lot of reasons. The tickets are so costly. The parking can be difficult and expensive. Big screen TV, all that kind of stuff. You don't have to pay for concessions. You don't have to pay $10 for a Coke or $18 for a beer or whatever. But I agree. And, I don't know if this is old men yelling at clouds, but the Athletic did a big series on college football in the 90s, and I think they ended up calling it the best decade in the sports history. And that is
the golden era.
That is sort of hard to argue against.
Well, and fans didn't have cell phones back then to distract them.
That's exactly right,
so
Matt. You had to pay attention. That's right, Matt. That 98 Florida game, guys, is one of the most insane spectacles we've ever seen here. But I remember as a kid in the 80s being in the stadium for the Auburn game. Laura and I were talking about it today in terms of great crowds. And Hughie, that's when I knew she was the one for me. We stormed the field, and I jumped out first, and I held on and pulled her over whatever that retaining thing they had down there. And we saw one of the goalposts come down and land on somebody. But then we followed the goalpost all the way down Cumberland Avenue. You don't ever forget things like that. And the crowd in the rain, you don't ever. And the next day I got fired from my radio job because I was hoarse. And the GM of the radio station happened to be hearing me this was news updates. This is what you invested in back then. There's none of that now in our business, none of that. But he said, "Who is that on the air? Get rid of him." And I lost my gig that week, Hugh. He asked me if I care.
No, you did not care. No.
I do not care. No.
I can't imagine an NFL crowd wanting to tear goalposts down. I know I can imagine soccer fans, if they were allowed on the field, that they would take the goal and try to parade it around. But and Matt's point about you didn't see phones in the stands, obviously, so you did have to pay attention. I think that's my daughter's in college now, and she admits her attention span is not great because they are all sort of used to looking at their phone, looking at whatever. So that was the 90s were an epic time to be a sports fan, but especially a college fan, college football, because there were a lot of interesting teams, interesting players, interesting coaches. And it was before all the expansion messed with the sport. Not expansion.
I'm going to shout out I want to shout out Salty Vol, who says the best crowd he was ever in was a Ryder Cup crowd. You know what? I believe that.
It's golf. Come on.
My man, huh?
Golf. Come on.
No, Hughie. No. He said you could hear the roar from 3 or 4 holes away. And it's like a half mile away, makes a hair stand up on the back, on your arms and neck, and you're wondering what's going on over there. I believe that. See, I'm open-minded. I'm not like you, Hughie. I'm open-minded.
You
I respect that. I respect the man that has a golf take in here, Hughie.
That's fine, but no. there's not 100,000 people in a golf tournament at one site. I meant at one hole. So
yes, that's right.
I just think back to the Auburn LSU game that in the 80s, I think that registered on the seismograph.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's just incredible.
Hey guys, you know what drives me nuts now? Being somebody that loves music. You go to a concert these days and everybody holds their phone up.
Yeah.
Matt talked about this. Why can't we just be in the moment?
Because
why does everybody have to record everything they're doing and do this thing where you're kind of doing selfies? And I'll tell you something, the older I get, I don't want to look at myself. Okay? I mean, no offense to anybody. I look like freaking Georgie Animal Steel is meeting Grandpa Munster. I mean, if I look any older, Hughie, I'm going to sleep upside down tonight with my legs in the air. But anyway, Matt, how about that? The fact that everybody has to have their phone out all the time now at these events, even concerts, Matt, even concerts.
Yeah, it's just what our culture's become. And I think it's unfortunate, and I'm part of it too. But being there, and when you pull your phone out, you almost are not there anymore because you're worried about recording it and, uploading it to whatever social media you want. And you kind of miss the experience of being there, and you don't get that back. You just have the recording of it, but you lose. It's weird because I think I've experienced this here recently. We're like,
yes,
you kind of lose the experience of being there in person because you wanted to make sure you recorded it on your phone, and you kind of lost that in-person feel. And it's a weird, like, you want to remember a concert or a great moment or a great football game, but you kind of lose some of the first person experience of it. It's an odd thing, but I do think that's what our society has become with social media and cell phones.
In my mind's eye, Mike Huguenin, you presented by our friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, and Tom Gouffon got me going on this because he was there Wednesday for that incredible comeback. The tactics that England used in the second half were abysmal. They were awful. If you're trying to lose, let Messi have possession of the ball for 27 minutes unencumbered and don't try to push over midfield. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever witnessed in my life. But I leave you with this. He said those Argentina fans, they didn't have phones in their hands. Those people were totally in the moment. Like, that thing was right in front of them. They were dead set on what was going to happen, the whole deal, which gets me back to this. In my mind's eye, Matt talks about this. I can close my eyes and picture stuff I saw as a kid. Like, I can still see Rocket Ismail turning the corner in 1990 on the Vol. Somebody mentioned that 1990 game in Neyland Stadium. Hughie, I've never in my life seen a guy run faster than him on the crown of the field. Running away from Dale Carter. I mean, nobody ran away from Dale Carter from Tennessee, who was a multiple time, whose brother, Jake Reed, Dale Carter and Jake Reed, I mean, they were unbelievable as NFL players in the 90s, back to that golden era. But that scene, and the Vols lost the game that day. It's one of my favorite sporting events I've ever been to. That scene in Neyland Stadium. I mean, it just felt so big back then.
Yeah, there are things you remember, I think, especially if you're there at the game. And if you watch on TV, to me, it's sort of like if you're at a concert and you hold up your phone. No, it's not the same. And it's not the same watching on TV either. I was a freshman at Florida in 1980 and went to the Florida-Georgia game, the Lindsey Scott game. So I was sitting in the end zone, and you saw Scott come open, and you're like, okay, there's two guys they can't catch him. And you're like, oh my God. And that's like seared in my memory. Yep. But yeah, when you're at a game, paying attention, not recording stuff on a phone, it's amazing to me, like TV, when you watch a game on TV, the camera that will pan the crowd, and you'll see people before a big play with their phones out, getting ready to record it. You're there at the game. Just watch it, for God's sake. But again, I think that's sort of old man yelling at clouds. But yeah, I mean, everybody does have incredibly vivid memories, I think, if you're a sports fan, of being somewhere when it happened. you don't necessarily remember. You remember stuff on TV, but it's not the same as if you were there in the crowd because, the noise, people jostling you, people hitting you on the shoulder going, oh, my God, and or people commiserating, oh, my God, how you let that guy get open? So, I can imagine being at that Argentina-England game. England led 1-0 going into the 85th minute and lost.
And Tom didn't have a dog in the fight. He went down there because he heard a guy call in, told a story about how he went to the other Argentina match, the one with, was it Egypt, Bry? Where Egypt had a 2-0 lead, and then Argentina just rolled them in the last 20 minutes. But this fellow that called in says, and we had him on as a special guest because he's a good man, and he also he's a great sponsor to the show, Gary Stern, Mortgage Investors. But Gary was just expressing just how he's been to multiple huge college football games, but he's never experienced anything that intense. And really, again, didn't have a dog in the fight. So, like, when you feel that in your person, in your spirit, and you really don't kind of care, you're in you're seeing something that's pretty special. And that tournament has been just awesome. Some say tournament. I say tournament. Brian Hartman, what do you call it? What do you call it, Brian?
Hootie Johnson used to call it the tournament.
Thank you. So I tell you right now, I am loving every minute of this. Hughie, here's the thing about, we're 1 week away down at Tampa from where the SEC is going to choose. Give me the top 4 in the league. Who are the media and these voters next week? I don't know if Coin Ring Guy is going to be there. I don't know if Coin Ring Guy is going to get a vote from Birmingham. I don't know if they bring him in for the festivities or not. But who's the media going to pick next week, Mike Huguenin?
I think it'll be Texas 1, Georgia 2, LSU 3, Texas A&M 4.
And who are you selling?
I think there's questions about every one of those teams.
I agree with that. I agree.
If everything goes right for Kiffin, LSU should make a long run in the CFP. But everything they're banking on Sam Levitt, who did not go through spring practice, who had a very injury-marred year last year. Depending on who you talk to, listen to, and read, Levitt is a level 2 quarterback, and maybe you need to be a level 1 quarterback to win it all. I don't think you need to be a level 2, but level 1 in college football. But, their running game has been abysmal of late. They got a transfer from Wisconsin. Harlan Berry's back. The Durham kid's back. How good's the running game going to be? A real good offensive line, a lot of portal guys at receiver. Couple of them making jumps up in competition. Defensively, I think they'll be fine for the most part, but a lot of stuff has to go well for LSU. Texas, I'm still not convinced Arch Manning is all that. Certainly got better as the season progressed. Their offensive line had issues last year. I think they're going to have issues again. They also lost a lot of defensive talent. Georgia's wide receivers, they're counting on a guy who was the number 3 receiver at Georgia Tech, Isaiah Canyon, to be the number 1 go-to guy. Isaiah Canyon's a big guy who can motor, but he was the number 3 receiver at Georgia Tech. The ACC is garbage compared to the SEC. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Georgia's defense against the run last year wasn't as good as it needed to be. And Texas A&M, every year you think Texas A&M, okay, this is going to be no, they lose 4 games. How much better does Marcel Reed get? They lost a ton of offensive linemen. There's just questions about everybody in the league. Ole Miss, Chambliss is back, but is Pete Golding really the head coach you want? Alabama's got questions at quarterback and running back. Oklahoma, how healthy is Mateer? What do their receiving core look like? I mean, it's incredible the number of questions in the SEC this year. Generally, teams with the returning quarterbacks are in better shape, but Gunnar Stockton, can he win a national title? Yeah, because Stetson Bennett won a national title at Georgia. But there's a lot of other moving parts. But I still think it's going to be Texas 1, Georgia 2, LSU 3, Texas A&M 4.
Hey, Matt Diskin, this is the murkiest year now that it's upon us that I can ever remember from the SEC. Totally murky.
Yeah, you could realistically see 4 or 5, maybe even 6 teams that win the league at the end of the deal, because they all have question marks. There's just so many just unanswered and just open, with the quarterback especially. And last year, there just weren't those like high level future, Pro Bowl defensive linemen in the SEC that typically had been there in years past at not just Alabama and Georgia, but kind of just across the league. Those guys just weren't there, and those are just game changers. And the league didn't have those last year either. So yeah, there's just a lot of uncertainty and a lot of question marks, and with all teams, even the ones at the very top. I mean, Texas might be preseason number 1 2 years in a row, and it's crazy to think about. They were number 1 last year and missed the playoffs. So, and they had so many question marks, last year with Arch, and those are still kind of unanswered going into his second year.
It's wild. I mean, here's the thing. We had Phil Steele on the other day, and he was talking about LSU, and I agree with this. He said LSU is going to be ranked preseason top 10 because they're the voters are going to fall for the eye candy, right? They just are, and that's okay. They have all. He said, but trying to acclimate, he believes the guys they brought back might get like played over. They might have 22 new players on the field or something close to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a whole lot of change. And not to mention the fact that you've got the governor in the background and all that stuff that's going on, this thing they're having this summit in a couple of weeks. I mean, they've got things going on in the background, Hughie, that you can't make up. And Lane Kiffin's not exactly the right guy to be in the middle of that. I sold Brian Kelly there. I'm selling Lane Kiffin there. I really am, even though I think he's a very good football coach. I think the circus could get Lane Kiffin there, and it is a circus, by the way.
Yeah, but he willingly participates in the circus. And, he made that – all those things last year, how Lane Kiffin's matured, how he's settled into adulthood, and then came the end of the season, and all that was proved to be total BS. And I don't. He's in his 50s. He ain't changing who he is now. Plus, their early season schedule. Okay, they open with Clemson. Clemson's not good, I don't think, but still interesting opening game. Week 2, Louisiana Tech. They'll blow their doors off. Then come at Ole Miss and Texas A&M. Back-to-back weeks. The last 2 weeks in September. They could lose both those games.
Yep.
And if they start 2-2. It won't be one circus. It will be 100 circuses. And the point about the holdovers versus all the newcomers, you talk to some people, some coaches and officials, that if things go bad, sometimes the new guys aren't necessarily as affected as the holdovers. In other words, I'm a mercenary. I'm only here a year. Oh, well, I'm got my money. If we finish 9-4, I'm still going in the first round. So, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen at LSU, but that has happened at other schools. So the schedule is a difficult one, and the circus atmosphere is, if you had a serious coach in a circus atmosphere, maybe okay, fine, we can weather this storm, but circus atmosphere and Kiffin, he has no idea what it's going to be like. This isn't Ole Miss. This is LSU. So, yeah, the circus atmosphere would be heightened immensely.
Hey, Matt, I'll tell you one thing. A game I got circled early in that season, because I like wrestling and I like dark humor, and it's going to have it all, is when that LSU bunch visits Ole Miss. And I want to provide the golf balls this time, Matt. Instead of Kiffin providing the golf balls. I like when Kiffin had a Stanford throw a ball at him, and he pretended. There you go. See? Matt's with me. Kiffin brought that golf ball that was thrown at him. Kiffin loves it, man. Kiffin has to be in the middle of all of it. And I'm with you, Hughie. Look, I want to believe the guy has changed. The guy walked down on his team last year in the playoffs. I've never seen that. Have you, Hughie? Have you ever seen that, Hughie?
He hasn't changed. Now, he has more talent. He should have more talent going forward than he's ever had before as a head coach now, as an assistant at Alabama. But, I mean, think about that. I think you brought it up last week. He was one game away from being the offensive coordinator in a national title game, and Saban told him, "Go, get out of here. Go take your job at FAU." So he can't help but he feeds into the circus. So again, you're right. The governor is involved. They're talking about raising money in a totally different way, which I guess means they won't steal it from the children's hospital this time. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild down there. And again, plus if Tennessee started 2-2, no one's going to go to the governor of Tennessee and say, "What do you think about the Vols football?" If LSU starts 2-2, I think Landry will come out on his own and comment on the LSU football team. And that's going to increase the circus atmosphere immensely as well.
The great Mike Huguenin, you bow thy head. The High Noon Hotline, High Noon's hard seltzer, always a winner, always next level. High Noon's vodka seltzer, 14 flavors, real vodka, real fruit juice, only 100 calories, no sugar added. And courtesy of my friends at your High Noon Spirits Company, 21 and over, enjoy it responsibly. As Hughie, presented by Gufan Moving and Storage, I want to remind you, established in 1887, now in your fifth generation. Shout out to Taylor, who took the baton from Tom. It's unbelievable. They will do Knoxville area local. They'll do long distance moves, and they will take great care of you. They also have a shipping, receiving, storage type deal for you as well. Those of you that have a need there with logistics, they will take incredible care of you, receiving and dropping off for you. And, I'm going to get lost pretty quickly in the weeds there trying to explain that to you. But Mike Huguenin, give me your mover of the week this week. And you've been fabulous. But I do want to ask you about the best concert you've ever been at in terms of crowd. But go ahead, Hughie.
The move. Let's go back to World Cup. You brought it up. England. It's like a football team that scores to go up 7-0 early in the third quarter and decides, okay, we're going to play a prevent defense for the rest of the game. I mean, you run the ball into the, it's like, okay, we're going to get the ball, 3 runs, punt, play, prevent defense. We'll get the ball, 3 runs, punt, play, prevent defense for 45 minutes or 35 minutes. It's just, it was stupid. Especially, the Argentina's win was the 4th game in a row in which Argentina scored to win after the 85th minute. So you're sort of feeding into the Argentine playbook in a way, because once they fall behind and start to get scramble time, that's when they're at their best. And you can't. England played not to lose. And when you play not to lose, as football coaches have found out over the vast many decades, you always end up losing. You cannot totally disregard offense, and that's what England did. But again, it's like a football coach. Okay, we got a lead early third quarter. Yep. We're going to change the way we play, and our defense is awesome. So let's just ball all into our defense. We're going to lean into our defense, and they're going to get the job done. Well, everybody knows you can't do that.
Here's the thing, Hughie. Hey, Matt Diskin, I bring you in. You ever seen prevent work? Because generally, you go into a prevent defense in football, the game's going to end closer than it should, instead of you blowing them out. You do it in basketball 9 times out of 10. You start focusing defensively. You take the air out of the ball too early, and you end up with a game closer than it should. In hockey, I see so many games that in the playoffs that go into overtime because they've got a saying in hockey that the most dangerous lead in hockey is a 2-goal lead, because instead of pressing forward and getting that third one and blowing somebody out, invariably it ends up, with a team right on top of you, and you're fighting for your life. I don't know what sport, Matt, it works in, but I guess human nature is such that we get a little lead and we just want to hide in the hole. Why do we quit playing, Matt? Explain that to me.
I don't know. I probably is the human nature, and you just get caught up in the moment and just want to run the clock out. I do think getting conservative, it does work, but it's just that it doesn't work in big spots in these big pressure packed games, especially when you're like the underdog and you're trying to pull an upset and you're playing a better team.
Yes.
Going away from what got you that lead does end up hurting you. And I think what makes it so much worse for fans is it's how you lose, and to know that you lost without playing your way is what resonates and what stings, and what, is why some losses hurt much worse than others, because you lost getting away from what got you a lead to begin with. And then, so it's frustrating to watch playing conservative doesn't win in big stages like the World Cup.
And what's funny, Hughie, is I've been flipping around. Yeah, go ahead, Hughie. Go ahead.
Let's say you're Matt's point about playing when the team is better than you are. Teams that go into prevent defenses against quarterbacks like Matt Stafford, Tom Brady when he was at his peak, Joe Montana. If you play prevent against them, you may as well just walk up the field and do one. And so basically, you're playing prevent defense against Argentina with Leo Messi, maybe the best soccer player of all time. And the last 15 minutes of that game, I mean, Messi, everything he did, it was 3 English guys around him, and they couldn't stop him anyway. So it boggles the mind that Tuchel thought he could play 35 minutes without giving up an Argentine goal. That's just ludicrous, especially considering the fact that they are a battle-tested team. Again, it's like Matt said, you got there doing something one way. Why would you switch? And yet coaches do it all the time.
Yugi, best concert crowd you were ever in. What comes to mind? Anything?
Yeah, I'm a big Mekon fan. I saw them in St. Louis in 1994. It was a bar with maybe 150 people capacity.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was fantastic. Also I'm old, so I saw a free show on the University of Miami campus in March of '83. REM opened for the English Beat, and there was maybe 80 people there, maybe, but everybody there knew every word of every song, and it was raucous. Let's put it that way. Those are probably
Jim Burns.
I can't remember the last time I went to a stadium show or an arena show, and I don't think of those as good crowds. But because you're so far.
My brother and I were talking about that. Yeah, so we grew up, in the Philly area, and you had all this music around you, and we were kids, and you had a chance to see a bunch of that stuff. And George Thorogood used to play like literally a bar that was literally now 1,500 feet from my house.
Oh wow!
And we just grew up around all this stuff. So the thing that's crazy is we look at the entertainment industry now and the concert industry now, and they play these big stadiums. And God bless people that spend $300 or $400 to go sit in the stadium. I don't understand it. One of the great shows I saw, great crowds, fun experience, was I was at Smith's Old Bar about 20 years ago in Atlanta, and I saw a singer from Texas by the name of Kelly Willis, who does like Texas swing stuff. Man, that was one of the funnest shows. She had an act that opened for her from Australia called the Green Cards, who I became a fan of. I don't think they're at it anymore, but they were great. I mean, that night in those little intimate settings, I mean, I would pay quadruple to sit in a intimate setting rather than sitting in a stadium. And I'm not poo-pooing people that do that, because thousands and thousands do. And I'm sure there are a bunch of people that will hear this that are like, well, Tony, you're missing the boat, and Huguenon's missing the boat. But I agree with you, Hugie. I would rather watch somebody in an intimate setting or not at all. That's just me, though.
And it's the intimate, and I know when you go to a concert at a stadium or an arena, most everybody knows the words as well. But it's the difference when there's 80 people there or 100 people there, because I think Kelly Willis, doesn't she play with the Pine Valley Cosmonauts as well at cons? I thought. Maybe.
Wow, you know who Kelly Willis is?
Yeah,
and she also had a group called Kelly and the Fireballs. She's originally out of D.C. She lives with Bruce Robinson. That's her husband. She's based out of Austin now, though. She's a great singer. Very good live. Very cool.
Stuff. But yeah, I think that in College Town, I'm sure Knoxville has a lot of small clubs where bands play.
Yeah.
And you never heard of them or something, and they become big later on. But that's also sort of cool, seeing a band that no one really knows. Like, again, it goes back to when I was in Gainesville. U2 on its first concert. I don't like U2 anymore. Their first concert, they played on the UF campus in the campus bar, the Rathskeller.
Wow.
Tickets were $2. And a bunch of college kids seeing U2 in 1981 at a bar. I mean, what a raucous show. I mean, holy crud. It was unbelievable. So, but not as good because they weren't nearly as pop. They played I Will Follow twice because they didn't have that many songs.
Cool. Because they only have enough sets. Yeah. People ask for a encore. It's like, okay, what do we do? Let's play I Will Follow again. We only have so many tricks in our bag here.
Right. And they said we don't do covers. Yep. So we're going to play we're going to play a second.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
All right. Hey, thank you, my friend. Great talking to you.
All right. Talk next week. Thanks, man.
The great Mike Huguenin. Thank you, brother. Yeah, that reminds me of a story. Saw the Alarm live, and Mike Peters, the late great Mike Peters, he says, I'm going to play a song that Bono taught me, and they did Knocking on Heaven's Door. I think it was thinking back, I think that was a rip on Bono for I think those guys were having fun with each other. Did Nike? I was cued to this by, I'm going to give some attribution here. Is it Nike or Nike, Matt? Now that we're no longer in Nike school, I want to get it right. Nike or Nike, Matt? Which is it? What do you call
Nike,
it?
There's an E on the end of it.
Nicholas Blair asks the following.
Who calls it Nike?
Not sure if it's been brought up, but Nike inadvertently. Brian, what do you call it? Nike or Nike?
I always said Nike.
Everyone says Nike, bro.
Not sure if it's been brought up yet. God. By the way, we're a little over time. Hey, Joe and Seymour said it's time for you to get what are you, Joe? The FCC? Let Jesse rob his train, Joe. I'll let you know when it's time for the legal. You be you, bruh. I'll be me. Nicholas Blair, 9756. I don't know if it's been brought up yet, but it feels like Nike inadvertently let the cat out of the bag for the DGG signing. I feel like he would have been a part of this. I want to talk about what he's talking about as we continue on the other side. It's already a big day in Tennessee sports. Got a commitment in football. Guy Tennessee beats Michigan for. Offensive lineman. Got a series with Michigan State, home and home in hoops, as Mr. C predicted. Got a great basketball. Oh, that was for next Tuesday. Got a great Hoops Tuesday for you that we're putting a lot of work in. We're going to drop it on you like it's hot. And then we're going to elaborate on the other side on what this could be about. This is interesting. As we continue with more on your other side. Hey, Matt, for the record, Brian and Matt, is Ohio State a Nike school? Are they a Nike school?
Yes.
Bang. As we continue.
You're listening to
Beach,
FM
blanket,
105.7 and
bingo.
1340 WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie. They underwrite our entire Raymer studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsurantetn.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance.
Only 3 homestands remaining for your Knoxville Smokies, and some of the best promotions are still to come. Join us the last week of the month for Paint the Park Pink Night or Knoxville Giants Night. In August, we've got UT Night and free hot dog night, and we end the season in September with Ice Bears Night and Fan Appreciation. So much fun still to come. So get your tickets now at SmokiesBaseball.com. Knoxville Smokies.
TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org, and both locations we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree-cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw, available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good.
Nothing makes you realize how much you rely on your air conditioner like a scorching hot day in East Tennessee. You want more than a technician. You want someone you can trust. Schedule Pipe Wrench's $79 AC tune-up now because the heat is here. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 AC tune-up today at PipeWrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit PipeWrench.com for details.
Basilio here with my buddy, Kenexio Kristen.
Hey Tony, good to see ya. Connexial builds fleet technology that helps transportation and logistics companies win big. Live GPS, easy ELD and compliance tools, AI dash cameras, and asset tracking, all backed by the .1 U.S. customer support team. Want a better playbook for your operations? Visit Connexial.com/Tony. That's KONEXIAL.com/Tony. Connexial, built for drivers, trusted by fleets, and proud Vol fans.
Tina to be back with you. It's absolutely next level to be alongside. Pretty pumped to be here. We'll go back to our phones, and then I have a special guest that's going to join. But I'm extremely pumped for the weekend, and we're fired up, focused, and prepared. Let's start things off. And by the way, I want to shout out our High Noon Hotline, which is getting we're working overtime on our High Noon Hotline today. But I want to shout out my friends at High Noon and thank them for the Vine. Remember, 14 flavors. Their High Noon vodka seltzer. Real vodka, real fruit juice, 100 calories, no sugar added, 14 flavors. And I'll bet I had 14 bad takes, at least in the last day and a half alone. But the High Noon Spirits Company, 21 and over. Enjoy responsibly. We'll go back to our phones and get Alan in here, and then we'll get back to our High Noon Hotline. Alan, welcome in.
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, Alan. Good to talk to you.
Before I got a crowd story I'd like to tell. Before that, though, I wanted to give you a pat on the back for having your brother on the show. Years ago, when my grandmother died, we had a special needs uncle that come live with us. And I always like it when those special people are included in the family. So, great job,
man. I've had a chance to be around my brother 3 times since I've been up here, and I met 4 or 5 times actually. I love every minute of it. He's so fun.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's my uncle passed away in '98. And just very memories. Every time my family gets together, we have some funny story or some favorite memory. He absolutely loved pocket knives, like case pocket knives.
Isn't that cool?
And all the other family members, when they come to visit him, they would bring him a knife.
Yep.
And I bet
tribute, like bringing tribute to him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
just seemed light up when they would come in with that box, and he'd open that up and that knife, and he always carried 5 or 6 everywhere he went in his pocket. And
my brother loves maps. Okay, my brother loves maps, and so the other day, Alan, he got in my car and he's rummaging through my glove compartment. I said, "Steve, what are you doing?" He said, "Nothing." I said, "Steve, if you wanted a map, you should have asked me, man." I said, "I sent you 50 of them in Tennessee. I sent him a shipment up because, I'm a junk hunter. So when I go into a junk store and I see like old maps or whatever, I'll pick them up a couple or off an auction site or whatever. It's funny. You talk about family. My grandmother would have these birthday parties in May for herself, and we would have like 150 people from our family. There was a huge family we had. Steve would rummage through everybody's glove compartment and take their maps. That's pretty next level. He would come home because I was living with him at the house. He would come home with a whole big handful of maps. It's really funny, like a map thief.
Well, I'm going to tell you a crowd story. One of the best crowds I was ever in back in the '80s. Freedom Hall Civic Center up in Johnson City. They would have all kind of concerts, wrestling events. 40 years ago, they had the Great American Bash series that come through. The NWA, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, I mean the whole thing. Well, if you would help park cars, if you'd help the city park cars, they would let us into those concerts and wrestling events for free.
Wow.
So that Great American Bash that year was in July. It was they traveled through the month of July. So it was in July. Absolutely sold out. There was people that were sitting in the steps. All the seats were sold, and they had let us in and sold some other tickets. And so it was max capacity plus some. The Midnight Express was wrestling. Jim Cornette was their manager.
Yep.
They were the heels. So 90%.
Were they going against Rock and Roll? Were they going?
Not that.
Were they going against Rock and Roll?
They were there, but they wasn't wrestling against each other. But the Rock and Roll Express was there. And so when the
who'd they take on? Who did they? Yeah.
Jimmy and Ronnie Garvin for the U.S. Tag Team.
Okay.
That's
Jimmy Garvin was Precious there. Was Precious in the corner?
I don't remember. Yeah,
I was a Precious fan.
Yeah. I always liked Baby Doll.
Well, you would.
Because Dusty Rhodes say, "Ooh, Baby Doll." But Jim Cornette come out. Now, 90% of the crowd hated him. You know how it was wrestling was back in the 80s. It was love or hate, And he grabbed the microphone and he said, "Shut up, you stupid rednecks, and I'll teach you something." And the roof come off that place, man. You couldn't hear yourself. There was a collective F you shouted out, and he continued on to berate the crowd. And like I say, 90% of the people in there wanted to kill him. And he was calling the stupid hillbillies rednecks. But that was probably the best crowd other than the UT football crowd.
If I could transport myself back in time, Bino and I have talked about this. I would love to go back to some of the Southern crowds in the late 60s, early 70s, because there's video that exists, But I've often wondered, what would it be like to sit at one of those events when the crowds thought what they were saying was real and really believed it, by the way? The power those guys had over those crowds. I mean, you think about that. That's a remarkable thing. Like, I remember when Ron Wright passed away and they told the story about how up there he flew up to Kentucky and these good old boys figured out where his plane was. And they took his plane basically and rolled it down a hill and lit it on fire. I mean, that's kind of taking it a little seriously, Alan. That's kind of taking it seriously.
Yeah. Did you know that when Ron Wright retired, he started a small engine business up in Kingsport?
Oh yeah.
He used to build a racing go-kart engine, and my son raced go-karts back during that time, and he really helped us out.
Well, that's neat, man.
Guy. Yeah, his son raced, but they were the same age. His son was the same age as my son, and they raced against each other. And
that's fun.
Tell you the times that he's just a super, super nice guy. Really.
Did you ever ask him to use the chisel on you?
No. I was, believe it or not, I was always kind of intimidated by him. He was a big
I don't
guy.
blame you.
He was super nice.
Yeah.
He was, we talked a little bit of wrestling here and there. He talked about it. That's what he talked about was how crazy the crowds were. That they had went to wrestle, him and his brother, and there was two other ones, and they were wrestling against each other, but they would travel together, and they stopped at a Waffle House to eat.
Yep. I've got a great, on the Rainier Studio Annex, I've got a great Ron and Don Wright autograph photo that I love. I love old school wrestling stuff. The great Isaac Moore, a.k.a. Junkman Isaac, he got me some old Tennessee era 1970s posters and stuff from that time that he found out junking. It ain't junk to me, brother. And it ain't, let me tell you something. It ain't fake to me. That stuff back then, that's real to me, brother. Real to me.
Oh, they were by far the best athletes to put their bodies through what they went through multiple nights a week, travel.
Real to me, brother.
I mean,
real
crazy.
to me.
Yeah. Yeah,
And by the
we
way,
used to go to
Cornette's
wrestling.
been on. Yeah, you mentioned Jim Cornette. He's been on with me down through the years. I know Jim. I knew him during the Smoky Mountain days. I was one of the guys that he would bring wrestlers onto the show and push. And I got to know D'Lo Brown back then, and Chris Irvin, a.k.a. Chris Jericho. Obviously, Kane back then. He would let me go backstage, the whole shebang. Man, that Smoky Mountain wrestling in the early 90s, I'll tell you what. Seeing Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and also Buddy Landell. There had to be 7,000 people in the Coliseum that night. That thing was kind of what you're describing. And man, that was a great wrestling match. I think they went Broadway. It was unbelievable how great that match was.
Yeah, that was back when. Nowadays, and I say that I don't really watch a whole lot of it, but modern is more about the interviews and the stunts and the it's not the technical wrestling stuff. But that very night while we were parking cars, Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express come in and but they called them conversion vans. The big vans they had back.
Oh yeah, that's what they drove. Sure, yep.
And they pulled up and was super nice. Me and my best friend was out there and was like, "Oh man, you're the Midnight Express." And Jim Cornette was like, "Yeah, we're not sure where to go." And I said, "Well, I think down in there." And I said, "I'm not really sure either." And he's like, "Are you all wrestlers?" He was just super personable.
Beautiful Bobby. Beautiful Bobby's one of the nicest guys I've ever had a chance to meet in any walk of life, anywhere. Just a quiet Alabama guy. I mean, unbelievable in the ring. I'm talking you talk about a technician. I like to think that I am on radio what that guy was in the ring. I like to think of myself as that kind of executor. But I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. Great talking to you. That's a humble brag by me. I love that era. It's so fun, man. Getting the experience to be a part of that and see that stuff. And I respect those people. We had Bianca Belair on a couple years ago. I respect those people. They give an awful lot to do what they do. That's a tough gig they have. The great Cam Schneider. I bow my head when I say thy name because he breaks it down scientifically, and he now joins. And Cam Schneider, earlier in the week, we were going to have you on, and my brother, you were cutting the fields. Am I lying?
And it was hot outside, didn't have my phone on me, and by the time I got done cutting the grass, I realized it was 1 o'clock. That was my bad.
There you go. Well, it's not your bad. I said I guarantee you the guy's doing something to serve the kids in that program, and that's exactly what you were doing. You were getting those fields ready because you guys don't go out there and tall grass. You keep those fields immaculate for those kids. That's part of serving and what you do with the FC Alliance program, and I respect that. Hey, I'd rather you do that than jump on here with me. But I'll tell you this right now. That Argentina-England deal, and a friend of mine, the great Tom Guffon from Guffon Moving and Storage, was there. In fact, I had two friends that also advertise on the show that were there in successive matches in Atlanta. Both of them saw incredible comebacks. Both of them say to me, I've never seen anything like that in my life. The great Gary Sturm was there. His son works. His son, I know you know his son. He works with Columbus up there. And it was kind of a bucket list thing. And Gary got him in, and they went down and saw the match with Poland. Hey, Cam, there's nothing like this thing, man. There's nothing like it. This thing's been crazy, man. It's been crazy.
It's been such a good tournament. Such a good tournament. For everyone that says soccer is boring, just watch the last 20 minutes of an Argentina game. And I'm not even an Argentina fan, but it's been insane what they've been able to do in the late stages of a game when everyone else is tired. The amount of energy they can put into these comebacks is crazy.
Now, Celtic Drew, he says that I'm out of bounds for questioning the tactics of England. He said the problem is they went to it too early. But see, that they went to it too early is the reason I criticize it. You cannot go into your shell in any sport with 27 minutes left, Cam, and expect to win when you've got that kind of opposition that's used to playing from behind.
Yeah, I mean, to add in so many defenders so early and leave all your strikers on the bench until it's too late. All of my England friends, I have a lot of English friends, working in soccer, and all of them said the same thing. It's, last 10 minutes you can try to defend, but it's hard to defend for 25 minutes because you're just absorbing pressure. It'd be like playing a football game and just saying, you know what, let's just go 3 and out 3 times and hope our defense is good. It's just not going to work.
Exactly. And we were talking about it before. I'm not sure what sport prevent defense works in, but you're facing those guys. You're a sportsman. You love all sports, right? We talked about this on the air. This Messi guy is like a running back in terms of the way he manipulates space, but he's also got a little ballet dancer in him. His feet are so incredible. I mean, everything about him is just world class. Who do you compare him to, like in other sports? Is there a comparison to make? Who is he to you?
Man,
if you had a cross sport comparison to make.
The closest thing you could probably say is like, I really don't know. Maybe a Patrick Mahomes. And I know everybody
That's
wants
a great one.
Mahomes, but I think that's
yes.
because he's got a little bit of flair. He can play simple when he needs to, but you rely on him to get the job done. And when the Chiefs went through their run where they were like, there's no way they win, and then they would win, and there's no way they win, and then they win again. That's really what I see from Messi right now, because a lot of the game, he doesn't do much. But when it's crunch time, that man can play.
And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about it. You don't need him to run much. I just need you to be great when you're great.
Yeah, when you have the ball, do what you do. Because
That's
the
right.
other guys on the team are so bought in to doing his defensive running, doing his shifting. If you were a coach, he would be a nightmare because everything that you teach somebody, he doesn't do it. But when he gets the ball, you can't tell him anything. He's so much better than everybody else when he has the ball that you just let him do what he wants to do because you can't take him off the field.
Tennessee just got a commitment today from an offensive tackle from England. I guarantee you that kid was sick at his stomach. The other day at the way that ended. But here's the thing about the English people. They know this from people had this misconception about Messi when he went to the MLS that he was washed up. No, he just went to the MLS. He's one of the few guys that didn't. Yeah, he just wanted Beckham and them paid him the money. The whole league bought in. It's been great for the whole league. He draws everywhere he goes, and when they win Sunday, they're going to win. I don't know if you know that or not, but they're going to win.
I agree.
They're going to win. Yeah. Talk to me about that match Sunday. Talk to me here.
So, on paper, I think Spain is a better soccer team. Player for player, the style they play, everything that Spain does is very, very calculated. A lot of possession, a lot of movement. They keep the ball. But Argentina doesn't care what style they play. They care about winning. So Spain's going to have possession, and then some Argentine guy's going to go kick you. So he's going to mess up the flow of the game. And then when the game gets ugly, Spain is going to struggle to get control of it again. And then that's where Argentina thrives. Argentina thrives in the chaos, the fouls, the yellow cards, the yelling at the ref. And Spain is going to try to play possession, and Argentina's not going to care. But when Argentina has a chance to score, they're going to put it away.
Amen. And you know what I love about your about the comparison to Pat Mahomes? It's this. Mahomes when you watch him, his head's always up, especially when they had a full complement. And Argentina has a full complement around them. The other day, England took Messi out of that match in terms of you're not scoring today. They did do that. Yep. Now, they did do that. But what he did is he is able to see a first level pass option, a second level pass option, a third level pass option. And it's like Mahomes. Mahomes is so sleight of hand. He can release a ball from any release point, throw it overhand, throw it sideways, throw it underhand, whatever it is, but it's always in control. And if you watch Messi, that's the way he distributes that ball out there. It's the same kind of thing, man. Yep. And he's got that vision too, the same thing. He keeps plays alive. Yes. Yes. And on a world level, Cam, how hard is that? The things that this guy's doing against the best defenders in the world. I mean, there's no.
There's a reason there's no one like him. I mean, I'm the biggest Ronaldo fan you'll ever meet, but I'm not one of the Ronaldo fans that hates Messi and lies and says Messi's no good. Messi's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And the way that he realized England's marking me, I'm probably not going to score. And then he got 2 assists. He just switched his job from goal scorer to playmaker, and he got 2 assists to win the game in the last 7 minutes. You know what I mean? So he's impossible to defend. He just walks around. He finds the perfect spot. So then when he gets the ball, he has everything in front of him. He knows exactly what he's going to do with it. And what he does really, really well, and this is what makes him so great, in my opinion, is in soccer, you're always gauging risk reward. Is this pass worth it? Is this pass worth it? Every pass is worth it to him because he has the ability to play the hardest pass, but it's also the most dangerous pass. But he has the ability to do it. So even if you have 2 guys defending him, his center of gravity is low, he'll dribble through you and then play a pass to somebody in a great position to score. And there's just no one else like him. Like I said, huge Ronaldo fan. Ronaldo was a little bit underwhelming in the World Cup, but Messi at 39 years old is still just the best player in the world. It's insane.
So, Cam, on the way out, share with the living listener what your program does with FC Alliance, and you've been incredible, man, through this whole World Cup. You've nailed every game. I don't know who were you going to.
I want you honest. I said 3-1. We lost 4-1. I missed it by a goal.
That's a miss. That's not a miss on here, brah. That's not a miss. No, that's
didn't pay.
Brian
didn't pay.
Brian Hartman, you call that a miss that he called it right on the money? When we were so excited, he gave me the bad news. No, Brian, you call that a miss, Brian Hartman? No. Yeah, you got it, bro. All right, so go ahead. Lay it on me in terms of your program and what you guys do.
So FC Alliance, obviously based in Knoxville. We've got 2 satellites now, one up in the Tri-Cities, Johnson City, Bristol, Kingsport. And then we have another one that we call FC Alliance Plateau over in Crossville. We're really excited to work with that group now as well. As a club, we've sent over 550 players to college on scholarship. We're just trying to raise kids through soccer, teach them that life's more than just soccer, how to do hard things, how to work together. And just loving the fact that we get to teach kids about life with the ball at their foot, and it's something the kids enjoy as well.
It's utterly beautiful. It's like Mark Griffin tells the kids, young athletes all the time, what are you going to do when the ball stops dribbling? And it's a great question to ask an athlete, because the ball eventually, for all of us, is going to stop dribbling. Cam, thank you, brother.
Yep, I appreciate you having me, man.
And he's going with Argentina on your High Noon hotline. High Noon made with real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like that sun's always out. Brought to you by your High Noon Spirits Company, 21 and over. Enjoy responsibly, 14 flavors. Brian Hartman, what say you? You like Argentina or España in this one? The South American champion, the defending World Cup champion, or the champion of Europa? Who you got, Brian?
Well, Spain has only given up 1 goal in the entire tournament. And Argentina is just the team that can get 2 goals, or maybe if not 3 goals. But Spain was built to do what they do to France. Are they built similarly to do what they can do to France to Argentina?
Yes.
And I want to say, yeah, I'll take Spain. I'm going to go against Cam and say Spain is going to find a way. I think it'll go all 120.
As Anthony Kiedis once said out in front of Matt's boys, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Here's a question. Did Nike give it away now? Give it away now. We'll debate that on the other side. I don't know if we'll debate it. We'll talk about it, though, after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
The High Noon line of hard seltzers is always a winner and always next level. High Noon vodka seltzers come in 14 flavors with real vodka and real fruit juice. Only 100 calories with no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. Personally, I'm partial black cherry and pineapple. 14 flavors. That's as many bad takes as I've got in a week. In the mood for a kick? Try High Noon vodka iced tea in 6 refreshing flavors, including peach and lemon, green tea, and half and half. Feeling adventurous? Check out High Noon tequila seltzer in 6 refreshing flavors, including my favorite, blood orange. High Noon real vodka, real fruit juice. Live like the sun is always out. Brought to you by High Noon Spirits Company. Must be 21 and over to enjoy responsibly.
All right, now for this next segment, I'm going to mask up. And the reason I'm going to mask up is, I don't know, it's performance art, first of all. The mask triggers people, which I like. And any performance artist out there will tell you, if you can trigger people, go for it. And it triggers everybody for some reason. But really what we're doing now is I'm going to talk to the Ohio State fan. Wednesday, X and myself, a.k.a. Sexy DXy, along with Cinco Malienko, are going to, we're going to what? We're going to join you live right here. And Matt, what did you refer to DGG as earlier in the show? The what? Canadian what, Matt? Matt Diskin, what are we calling?
Real Canadian wildfire.
That's it. As I talk to you right now, I just looked at the air quality alert here. I don't want to make this a topic on today's show, but it's 209, very unhealthy. Health effects, sensitive groups. Let me tell you something about Ohio State fans. Wednesday night feels like, I'm not making any proclamations here, but it feels like it's going to be very unhealthy for them. And with that in mind, I share the following tidbit with you. Now, and then we'll go to the phones. Nike, and by the way, a little piece of trivia for you that was shared with me by tell a friend and they'll tell two friends and so on and so on. But Nike, the name Nike originated from ancient Greece. where it's a name of the Greek goddess of victory. Derived from the Greek word Nike, it's translated to victory or unconquerable. In Greek mythology, the goddess Nike was known as a winged deity who symbolized triumph in both war and athletic competition. There's a Hall & Oates song. Those of you that are Led Zeppelin fans and kind of prog rocky fans, look up a song called Wing Bull and get back to me. You won't believe it's a Hall & Oates song. We're going to go to Trey here momentarily, but let me do this. Did Nike, and I'm going to ask Matt Dixon his opinion on this, let the cat out of the bag? Nike announced today, according to the On3 NIL account, that they've signed 8 college football players to their NIL roster. Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss, Texas wide receiver Cam Coleman, Vanderbilt wide receiver Jared Curtis, who's a true freshman, LSU tight end Trey Des Green, Ohio State wide receiver Chris Henry Jr., Ole Miss running back Kejuan Lacey, Oregon quarterback Dante Moore, Texas edge rusher Colin Simmons. Now, some are speculating, Matt, that the kid from Tennessee should be good news for the Vols. Do you make a connection here, Matt, or no?
Yeah, I think you can look into that a little bit. I mean, wasn't there some talk maybe last week about how Ohio State went to Nike to try to add some money to their NIL deal, and they were kind of refused in doing so. So yeah, I think there could be something to that.
Because if the kid appeared on their roll today, which he certainly could have, so now one has to wonder if the Canadian wildfire himself, D-double-G, is moving closer and closer and closer to the Volunteers. Where on Wednesday, will the Canadian wildfire, while we're on the air, will it move right over Tellico Village and the boat dockers? Will it encapsulate them to the tune of air quality of like 500? Matt, are you feeling better and better about DGG right now? I want to know. And I want the honest truth out of you. Or as they say here, out of Yow. I want the honest truth.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's in a good spot to land him. I don't like the premature, celebrating before the goal line that it seems like we're doing a little bit of. But yeah, I think Tennessee's in a great spot to land him based on all the chatter that the recruiting people that follow it say, and the fact that it seems like Ohio State's moved on to some other running backs that they're recruiting now. I think that might be the biggest, positive news from all this.
I would never, and I mean ever, participate in any kind of early celebrations. Ghost of Oz also adds 19 current high school players have NIL deals from Nike. But you know who doesn't? Wildfire. Which is kind of ironic because earlier in the show, Wildfire Tommy Rich was brought up. Freedom Hall in Johnson City. Back to the phones, who earlier was triggered that I had a mask on, said, Tony, that mask will make you sick. Hey, back to our phones. Mind your own damn business. Matt, do you like me putting a mask on to trigger people? Are you into that? Yes or no, Matt? Are you into the performance art?
I do. Because it's only people on YouTube and the chatters who, again,
yes.
I think control the show a little too much.
Yes.
So, yes, I like it when you
But if you cut it up,
if
you cut this thing up later,
I just hope we don't get 50
we should
tickets
cut
until
the
after the
DGG
show's
thing
over.
up, and it, 50 tickets. All right, let's go without further ado back to our phones and get our final call of the week, who's Trey. Trey, welcome in. Final call of the week.
Hey, Tony, Trey in Athens. How are you?
Hey, Trey in Athens, welcome in.
Hey, it's been a few years. I don't know if you remember, I called you a few years ago, and I was on my way back from Clemson after Lenore Sellers did his thing, and I didn't get a chance to call last year. There wasn't a lot to celebrate last year. But loyal listener here, and I wanted to weigh in on the England-Argentina thing and tie it back to college football, if that's okay.
Hit it.
So I was watching this England-Argentina match, and outside of the U.S., England's the team I support. I think just because I'm familiar with the Premier League and I know a lot of those players, and so I'm sitting there watching that England match, and looks like they're going to win, and then they don't. Messi does his thing, and the thing in my mind is squandered opportunities. I've got two quick memories I want to share on that front. One from a South Carolina perspective, and then one from a Tennessee game that I was at with some Tennessee buddies. 2011, during the, I think you would call it the golden era of South Carolina football, I was at the Tennessee-Auburn game, and Auburn was coming off a national title, and I think South Carolina was favored by 10 or 14 points, and that was just a god-awful Auburn team. And the lasting memory I have from that game is just bad play after bad play. Philip Lutzenkirchen, God rest his soul, celebrating in front of me, which that was a pretty cool thing in hindsight to see. He scored right in front of me, the winning touchdown. But they lost, I think, that game 14-9 or 19-14. It was a weird, very South Carolina score. But the opportunity squandered there was a trip to Atlanta, where they, probably would have got bludgeoned by Alabama, but still would have been a trip to Atlanta. And then the Tennessee memory I had was I was in Gainesville for that 2015 Florida game, and I remember that's the game. There was never a point I really thought Tennessee was in danger until the end. And then I just remember feeling as exasperated as the Tennessee guys I was with, because I said, it felt like defeat had been snatched from the jaws of victory and a huge opportunity had been squandered.
It's a great point about that is that when you see any team, I don't know what the term would be, but you see a team squander an opportunity like that, it's a brutal feeling as a sports fan, unless you're cheering against that team. But yeah, we can all relate to that. I mean, the other day, England, there's no reason for them to lose that game other than they went into their shell too early, which is why they lost inevitably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was sitting there watching that thinking,
but I
thought my opinion, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was at that, when England, Anthony Gordon scored that goal to put England 1-0 up. Up to that point, I thought England had looked, they were going pound for pound with Argentina, and then, they revert to playing Southgate ball, and then he brings on defenders, and you've got Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford and all these pacey attackers on the bench who could really challenge Argentina. And, that bold strategy, sitting back and inviting the greatest player to ever play the game to attack you for 40 minutes.
You're the man. Thank you, my brother. Great talking to you. To the living listener, I love you. We're not going to do today. Thank you. Yes, sir. We're not going to do any high noon overtime today. I want to thank TGMD. TGMD, fun stuff, buddy.
Yeah, enjoyed it as always. Glad to fill in for Bino today.
Want to thank Bino for his absence today. TGMD shine like the sun in the middle of the day. Want to thank Brian Hartman once again. I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. I want to say G to the B to the O and take the VO. I want to say G to the B to the O. And on Monday, we ranked the great running backs in Tennessee history with Bino. I wonder if W. or Lynn has Johnny Majors number 1. Just asking for a friend. In the meantime, the playbook with the great William Pattison is on the way next. You will bow thy head when you say thy name. I want to encourage you to check out tclub.team today. We got a lot of great stuff over on the blog. Also need you to support our friends at Amachi. Our Amachi tailgate for the Kennesaw game is fast approaching, and we need your tickets. We need your in the heart. We need your tickets. Have a great weekend. Peace.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.